Many people often ask this question, especially atheists: who created God?
I am confused. Being philosophically consistent and being a very honest person, I'm sure you can tell me where God came from. And in addition, once you've told me where God comes from, please try to clarify how you can figure that a spiritual force can have an impact on a material universe to create it. I think that some years ago we already talked about that kind of thing in philosophical circles at any rate, by posing the question, if angels are made of spiritual matter and a pen is made of material matter and spiritual matter displaces no space, how many angels can dance on the tip of a pen? I have a sense of sort of reversal experience here, but please do, go ahead.
You got 5 minutes. Now, I just want to know which question.
That's all right. You may take the rest of the minute.
We're supposed to do one question at a time. Which one would you like? That was part of the format for the debate. So which question?
I want you to fill in the story of the rest of the beginning of the universe. God, spiritual matter, impact on material matter.
Okay. So 2 questions. All right.
Go ahead.
All right, your question, where did God come from, assumes that you're thinking of the wrong, obviously it displays that you're thinking of the wrong God, because the God of the Bible is not affected by time, space, or matter. If he's affected by time, space, or matter, he's not God. Time, space, and matter is what we call a continuum. All of them have to come into existence at the same instant, because if there were matter but no space, where would you put it? If there were matter and space but no time, when would you put it? You cannot have time, space, or matter independently. They have to come into existence simultaneously. The Bible answers that in 10 words. In the beginning, there's time. God created the heaven, there's space, and the earth, there's matter. So you have time, space, matter, created a trinity of trinities there. Just, time is past, present, future. Space has length, width, height. Matter has solid, liquid, gas. You have a trinity of trinities created instantaneously, and the God who created them has to be outside of them. If he's limited by time, he's not God. The guy who created this computer is not in the computer. He's not running around in there changing the numbers on the screen, okay? The God who created this universe is outside of the universe. He's above it, beyond it, in it, through it. He's unaffected by it. So the concept that a spiritual force cannot have any effect on a material body, well then I guess you'd have to explain to me things like emotions and love and hatred and envy and jealousy and rationality. I mean, if your brain is just a random collection of chemicals that form by chance over billions of years, how on earth can you trust your own reasoning processes and the thoughts that you think? Okay, so your question, where did God come from, is assuming a limited God, and that's your problem. The God that I worship is not limited by time, space, or matter. If I could fit the infinite God in my 3-pound brain, he would not be worth worshiping, that's for certain. So that's the God that I worship. Thank you.
Whoa, that is the best answer I've ever heard about where God came from and the creation of God. Dr. Kent Hovid has answered perfectly. Now let's go into the book of Psalms 90 and the verse of 2. The Bible says, "Before the mountains were born, you brought forth the whole earth." Before the mountains were born, before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world. From everlasting to everlasting, you are God. The Bible in Psalm 90 and the verse of 2, the Bible is saying that even before the mountains were born, or even before the whole earth was brought forth, he lives or he moves from everlasting to everlasting. That means that God is eternal, God is everlasting. The Bible, when you go to the book of John 1:1, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and God was the Word." So that means he was there before time began. He was always there even before even before the creation. The Bible says that He is the Alpha and the Omega. He is who He is. He is the I am that I am. He moves from eternity to eternity. He lives from eternity to eternity. You see, the person who created a phone or a computer does not live inside the phone. He lives outside the realm of that phone. The person who created the computer is not inside the computer changing and typing all things that are in the computer, but he lives outside the computer. So the entity that created time, the entity that created space, heavens and earth, he lives outside the universe. He lives outside time. That's why now creation, it has no capacity to comprehend where God came from. The best that we can capture, the best that we can come with, it is that He was always there, He's always been there, and He shall always be there. He moves from eternity to eternity. He exists. He is not a dormant God. Creation cannot just come by itself. There is a creator. But people say that, now who created the creator? If there's someone or if there's an entity that created the creator, that entity must be the creator. But no one created Him. Nothing created Him. No person created Him. No power created Him. He is who He is. The I am that I am. He lives outside time. We live in time. He lives in eternity. We live in time. We do not have the capacity to comprehend. We do not have the capacity to know where everything becomes from. Just know that He was always there. He is always there, and He shall always be there. Thank you for everyone who have watched my video until the end. And family, thank you for your support. For we are about to hit 400 subs. Yeah, it is really a blessing, and it is by the power of God and also by the grace of God that we are growing in community, in love. Thank you for everyone, and if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until then, I shall see you in another video. God bless you all.